Hey, it's Coach M here. Do you know that everything that you do is based on how you think it's going to make you feel? Did you know that your actions and behavior directly come from your emotions? So if everything that we do is based on emotions, why are we never taught how to process them correctly so that our actions and behavior align with what we truly want? If understanding, honoring, and processing our emotions is the portal to creating the life that we want for ourselves, then emotion processing is the most important tool that we can ever learn. It's the one tool that can help us show up fully as the person that we want to be. It can help you to repair those damaged relationships and avoid damaging them in the future. It honestly has the power to reshape your thinking, your perspectives, and those core beliefs that you blindly carry with you. You know those beliefs, the ones that tell you that you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not smart enough, you're not thin enough. What if I told you that all of us have been thinking about emotions and looking at them the wrong way? That they're not meant to be avoided, numbed away, or stuffed down continuously. That by actually honoring, understanding, and listening to our emotions, we can begin to find deeper truths within us, a deeper view of how we really see ourselves and the world around us. Because we feel emotions as sensations in our bodies, when we can identify the emotion we're feeling and process it, we're able to release it out of our body. In other words, we let go of it and it no longer has control over us. It no longer has a chance to fester and grow, only to explode at some point or manifest as physical pain within us. It's only when we recognize, honor, and process the emotion that we then can have a deeper understanding of what's really going on inside of us, what beliefs we're holding on to, and that we need to let go of. Oftentimes, when something happens and we feel an intense emotion, all we can think about is how upset, angry, hurt, frustrated we are. We really can't think about anything else until the emotion settles a little and it's not so intense. So the first part of processing an emotion is actually walking away from a heated situation, if possible, or doing something in the moment to calm yourself down. It's best if you can walk away and come back after you've had time to not only calm down, but to process the emotion fully. If the emotion is really intense, you'll need to practice a grounding technique first. One of the best is deep breathing and meditating. Another great grounding technique is filling a bowl with ice water, placing your hands in the water for 1 second, pulling them out, back in for 2 seconds, pulling them out, back in for 3, and so on. Each time focusing on the feeling of the temperature on your hands and on the ice touching your hands. Once you're calmer and you feel like you can process the emotions, take a few deep, slow breaths and start by asking yourself these questions. Number 1, what emotions am I having right now? Remember, an emotion is expressed with one word, like angry, frustrated, worried, insignificant, embarrassed, guilty. For this part, you'll want to make sure that you're fully accepting the emotion and honoring it as a way for you to learn and grow. So accept the emotion, no matter what it is. You don't want to resist it here. When we resist it, we don't honor what it's trying to show us and teach us. This part can be hard, but practice saying to yourself, I feel, and whatever that emotion is, I feel guilty. And it's showing up right now to help me figure out what's really at the root of this issue. For instance, if my teen has done something unthinkable, and I'm filled with anger, disappointment, and embarrassment, I would identify all of these emotions first and say to myself, I feel angry, disappointed, and embarrassed right now. But these emotions are showing up to help me figure out what's really at the root of this issue. Use the emotion wheel that's linked in the description down below to narrow down the emotion that you're exactly feeling. Annoyed is a very different emotion than feeling mad or hostile. And each emotion tells us something different about what's really going on in the situation. Number 2, ask yourself where in your body you feel the sensation of the emotion. Emotions will usually give our bodies a signal that something feels right or it feels wrong. Remember, an emotion is only a sensation in your body. It can't hurt you. Now, if the emotion isn't handled and processed in an appropriate way, it can lead to unhealthy actions that, of course, can hurt you or someone else. Like if I don't process my anger, disappointment, and embarrassed feelings towards a situation with my teenager, it could lead to me saying or doing something that could be damaging to my relationship with my teen. So remember, it's the actions that hurt us or hurt other people, not the emotions or even the thoughts creating the emotions. This is super important to remember. The emotions can't hurt you. It's when the emotions are left unprocessed that they lead to actions that can hurt you. For instance, if I'm feeling resentful and I don't process the resentment and decide to say something from that feeling of resentment, it's not actually the resentment that made me say something hurtful to someone. It may seem this way, but it's actually that I didn't process the resentment. I instead allowed it to fester and consume me in the moment. And the feeling got so strong that I then chose to release it by taking the action of saying something hurtful. This is why processing emotions is really one of the most important things you can do in your life. Number 3, when processing an emotion, ask yourself, what thoughts am I having about the situation? Remember, our thoughts create our emotions. So this step is crucial to be able to see what thoughts you're having about the situation that can reveal deeper beliefs that you have about yourself. This is a huge step in processing emotion. So you'll want to take a really hard look at what you're thinking, and I highly recommend writing it all down. By writing it down, you'll start to see a pattern to your thoughts, which can help reveal a bigger belief that you have. Number 4, ask yourself, am I having an urge to suppress or move away from the feelings? And if so, why? By asking this question, you're causing your brain to search for the answer, to go deeper into why you feel you can't handle the emotion. And for this part of processing emotions, this is where we want to go within and access our intuition. We want to uncover what's behind the emotion to help us really see where the emotion is coming from and what it's really showing us about ourselves. This is the part of processing emotion that can be a little tough, but hang in there. This is the important part. Your brain might try to tell you to forget about it, or numb it away with eating your favorite comfort foods, or watching your favorite shows, or getting on social media for hours at a time. Or if the emotion is intense and painful enough, your brain may even convince you to use a strong substance to numb it away for a while. And although it may be so tempting and seem so much easier to stuff it down inside of you or numb it away, by doing this, it'll only make the emotion stronger inside of you. It'll grow bigger and bigger as time goes by. And pretty soon, it'll affect every relationship that you have. It'll rob you of showing up fully for your life. Now, if you feel the emotion that you're struggling with is just too big for you to process on your own, and you worry that you won't be able to handle processing it, make sure to reach out for help. There are skilled therapists who specialize in helping others process overwhelming, out of control emotions. Number 5, after you've tapped into your intuition to help you. By the way, if you need help with accessing your intuition, I've linked a step-by-step guide for accessing your intuition in the description down below. Now, here you're going to want to take 5 deep, slow breaths. Count to 5 as you breathe in and count to 5 as you breathe out. Then breathe in the feeling with curiosity and openness. You do not want to avoid the emotion here. Try not to resist this part. Remember, feeling your emotion will not hurt you. It cannot kill you. It is only a sensation, a vibration in your body. Your mind may try to feed you negative thoughts as you feel the sensation in your body, but each time you become aware of those thoughts, take another 5 deep, slow breaths. Count to 5 as you breathe in, count to 5 as you breathe out. As you keep breathing in the emotion, ask yourself these questions. Is this feeling bearable? Do I think something bad will happen if I continue to feel this emotion? And if so, what? How bad is it on a scale from 1 to 10? What can I do to tolerate and handle this sensation in a healthy way? Breathing techniques, meditation, a visualization exercise, counting. If at any point you feel it's just too much to bear and it's causing you to panic, then stop and go back to the grounding technique that works for you. And seek help from a therapist that specializes in processing trauma and intense emotions stuck in the body. If you feel like the emotion is bearable and you can continue, then ask your intuition to help you question the emotion and thoughts with curiosity and observation. Without judgment, you'll want to ask the following questions. Which of my needs are not being met here? Do I feel unheard, disrespected, misunderstood, unimportant? Have one of my values been compromised? How might I be contributing to this emotion? Allow your inner wisdom to show you how you might be making the emotion stronger, possibly by the thoughts that you're having about the situation. Stay open to what your intuition tells you. What might the other person be feeling and trying to accomplish? This may be hard at first and your brain will resist, but ask your intuition to help you answer this question. Put yourself in the other person's shoes and try to see the situation from their viewpoint. Rarely are other people purposely trying to hurt us. They are usually trying to get one of their needs met, which might result in hurting someone else, but most people do not intentionally make an effort to hurt people they care about. So listen to what your intuition shows you for this question. It may be surprising to you. Next question. Is this triggering a core belief I have about myself? Feeling unimportant, unworthy, not enough. Almost every negative emotion shows up because of the way we feel about ourselves. Because of a core belief we believe is true about us, even though it's not. Allow your intuition to answer this question as well. It'll reveal the deeper truth behind the emotion. Next question, is this feeling a buildup of different or previous situations? Asking this question will help you see if the emotion has been festering from previous situations, where you felt the same emotion but stuffed it down or numbed it away, and now it's showing up again. Okay, this next part is super important. You're going to now want to go back through your thoughts that you wrote down and challenge each one, asking, what core belief is this thought coming from? Is this thought 100% true? What's an opposite thought? What are 3 examples why the opposite thought might be true? By doing this, you'll break the negative thought pattern, and it'll give you other thoughts to think about. Eventually, you'll want to replace the negative thoughts with more neutral thoughts that you believe. That'll create the emotions you want to feel. Remember, an emotion is showing up as a clue for you to recognize and change something within yourself. It's not about blaming the other person or trying to change something about someone else. The emotion is arising in you to show you something about yourself. By honoring each and every emotion, recognizing its value, not resisting it, not wishing it would go away, not burying it, not numbing it away, we allow the emotion to teach us what it's here to teach us. When we process it, it'll move easily and quickly through us. And I just want to say that although we label emotions as positive and negative, the truth is emotions are just emotions. Again, here to teach us something about ourselves. We label them this way because, well, no one wants to feel the so-called negative emotions like anger and sadness and disappointment because they make us feel uncomfortable. But all emotions are a part of life. The idea of our lives isn't to be happy all the time. Even though we want that, life is filled with pain, sorrow, and uncomfortable situations, and tough problems and issues, and we will have uncomfortable emotions to work through. That's why it's so important that we learn the right way to work through them, the right way to release them so that we're not running from them anymore, or ignoring and mismanaging them to the point of eruption. If you want the free PDF that walks you through processing your emotions step by step, just click on the link below to access it. Decide to take more control over your life by learning how to accept, honor, and process your emotions. It'll be the greatest gift that you give yourself and the greatest gift that you can give to others as well. It will transform how you show up in all your relationships, helping you to create deeper, more meaningful connections with yourself and those you care about. If you want more help processing your emotions, just click on that link below. I hope that you have a fabulous week, and I'll see you in the next video.